Good afternoon. I'm Family Life News anchor Sarah Harnish, filling in for Greg Gillespie on Faith Under Fire. Today we take a look at pregnancy resource centers under attack in New York State. With me, Alliance Defending Freedom's legal counsel, Gabriella McIntyre. Hello there.
Hi, how's it going?
We're going to talk about Tish James today. Bring on the war. The New York Attorney General is suing 11 faith-based pro-pregnancy centers that offer abortion pill reversals. These clinics are saving women from abortions. James is claiming that the statements that they provide on their websites about the procedure are untrue. And she filed against them, and then you guys filed against her. So can you tell me a little bit more about your lawsuit?
Sure. So first of all, in her May lawsuit, Attorney General James sued those centers and Heartbeat International because of their statements, which are both positive and truthful, about the safety and efficacy of what's called abortion pill reversal. Other names for that are progesterone treatment or supplemental progesterone. And she's attempting to censor their speech about this life-saving option, and in doing so, she is preventing women who no longer want to go through with their chemical abortions from even hearing about the option to potentially save their child. And so our clients also make those same statements, and so their speech is being chilled because they're all the while at risk of also being targeted for litigation by the Attorney General. And that's unlawful under the First Amendment, which is why we sued.
Are the statements that are on their website untrue? Similar claims seem to be made on many websites at pro-life clinics across the country.
Absolutely not. Many women regret their abortions, and some choose to reverse the effects of chemical abortion drugs before taking the second drug in the abortion drug process. And this has the potential to save the baby's life and has been successful in over 5,000 cases. It's supported by studies showing that it has a 64 to a 68% success rate. And like I said earlier, APR is simply progesterone treatment. Progesterone is a vital pregnancy hormone. It's naturally produced by a woman's body during pregnancy. And Mifepristone, the first abortion drug, blocks progesterone receptors in a woman's body, which cuts off the baby from life-sustaining nutrients and kills the baby. So the idea is to flood the woman's body with supplemental progesterone to counteract the life-ending effects of that first abortion drug.
Do you think that this lawsuit is just to find some way to shut these clinics down? Even if they win, maybe they have such financial loss from the lawsuit that they can't even operate anymore.
I think that's exactly right. The AG is censoring pro-life pregnancy centers because they tell women about the option of abortion pill reversal. She's targeting them for their content and the viewpoint of their speech because she simply just disagrees with it. And so the AG is threatening hefty penalties that could very well shut these centers down. Now, it's very fortunate that Alliance Defending Freedom offers all of its legal services pro bono to these pregnancy resource centers.
Washington State's Attorney General just opened an investigation into a medical clinic there for abortion pill reversal, and there's a similar case out of California, and your legal firm is defending First Choice Women's Resource Centers in another case in New Jersey. This almost feels like a coordinated group attack. I mean, this is 4 different states, so what's going on?
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is part of a larger trend of hostility toward these pro-life pregnancy centers, and especially after the Dobbs decision overturning Roe versus Wade, we've seen in many of these instances these attorney generals who are staunch supporters of abortion banding together in a coordinated effort to target and harass these pro-life, faith-based pregnancy centers for their views on abortion in an attempt to silence them and close their doors. It's not pro-choice, it's simply pro-abortion. And meanwhile, these pregnancy centers should be protected for the services they provide to their communities for free.
What happens next in court with these 11 faith-based pro-pregnancy centers, but then also with the lawsuit that you guys have brought against Tish James?
Sure. So in our lawsuit, we're actually awaiting the Attorney General's response to our motion for preliminary injunction. And that motion is essentially just to try to stop Attorney General James from coming after our pro-life, faith-based pregnancy centers that we represent while we litigate the merits of the suit. And we expect her response to that at the end of July.
Will this lawsuit stop the other lawsuit if you win it? The one that you guys brought, will it stop the first lawsuit?
Well, it's a little complicated. The lawsuits are happening in different jurisdictions. One's in state court and then also with different clients. So it's hard to say, but if we win on our federal constitutional claims in federal court, it certainly should have an impact at least on the constitutional claims that they are raising in the state court.
Do pregnancy resource centers stand a chance in a liberal America that seems to increasingly devalue life?
Yeah, what a question. Well, it's certainly a battle, especially in a hostile state like New York, to operate without being targeted or harassed by either your community members or even your government in this case. But our clients are such strong supporters of life, and they truly want to support the women and men in their communities who are facing unplanned pregnancy. And so their faith actually compels their action passion and drives them to continue, even in the face of adversity. And they know their mission and it has eternal consequences. So they're staunch supporters of life and they continue on, even in the face of all that's going on.
I know we all felt a big blow with the Mifepristone ruling out of the U.S. Supreme Court. It was kind of a kick in the face to the pro-life movement. And sometimes I feel like it's like one step forward and then 10 steps back. And the voices feel so small compared to the voice that is for abortion. And now the Biden administration is pushing this whole women's rights thing. They've made abortion like a attack on female choice, on what they're going to do with their body. And it's murder. Abortion is murder. So it definitely gets a little bit exhausting. And I can't even imagine how you guys are out in the courtroom fighting this every single day.
Well, we're in it for the long haul, so every step in the process is part of God's plan.
When you guys heard the ruling on Mifepristone, did ADF, all the legal counsel, just kind of, was there this collective sigh looking at that coming out of the Supreme Court?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly was disappointing that the court did not address the merits of the case, but there were some small wins in there. The court unanimously held that there are federal conscience protections for doctors in emergency situations, which is something that we backed. I think the litigation backed the FDA into a corner about, because the government's position at the initial stage of the lawsuit was that they did not cover, these federal conscience protections did not cover our doctors in emergency rooms.
What can somebody do who's listening to Family Life right now and they're as exhausted as you and I are with this battle? What's something that they can do that will make a difference in the fight?
There's a couple things. First, support your local pregnancy centers, like the ones in the litigation currently, who give these services and material support to women and men and families facing unplanned pregnancies in their communities. Arm yourself with truth. Go to adflegal.org to learn more about this case and other pregnancy resource cases, and make sure you're aware of what's going on in these states and can correct the record about things like abortion pill reversal when you hear the opposition try to tear it down, and then just continue to be courageous advocates.
Why do you, as an attorney, choose every single day to get up and step onto this battlefield again and again and again?
Yeah, it's because I know this is as much a spiritual battle, I think, as it is a legal battle. And God has gifted me, praise Him, with these particular talents to help those who are fighting to keep the door open for the gospel and fighting for life to achieve those goals. And so the work that we're doing now is so fulfilling. And our clients, they really fill my cup with their sacrificial love, their courage. It's really inspiring me to go head first every day into some of these really hostile legal battles that even some friends don't want to talk about in my personal life, because they remind me why I'm doing it and for whom I'm doing it.
Well, you're supported by prayer with us. We definitely back what you guys are doing and are so grateful for the sacrifices that you give every single day in these courtrooms across the country. So thank you for fighting our Attorney General. We're all standing here cheering you on from behind the microphones and behind the radios across New York and Pennsylvania.
Thank you. We could definitely use your prayers and definitely use those cheers.
ADF Legal Counsel Gabriella McIntyre, we appreciate you. Again, go check out Alliance Defending Freedom's website online at adflegal.org.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. And great questions. Just getting the word out is half the battle, really.